Mr. Bill Belichick has been busy. He decides he's going to go full crazy old man and he's going to sign the free agent Ezekiel Elliot to a 1-year contract worth up to $6 million with an M dollars in incentives. And I am just sort of taken aback by this, Mr. Belichick. I'm just going to pull up Mr. Ezekiel Elliott's numbers because, look, I'm going to just, I, I just, Bill, Bubby, buddy, what are we doing? Okay, so Zeke Elliott is a solid, what will be 4 seasons removed from his last Pro Bowl back in 2019 when he rushed for 1,300 yards and had 12 touchdowns. Now, to be fair, he did have 12 touchdowns this season. Problem, he had 876 yards. And also, problem, he had 4.5 yards per attempt in 2019. He had 3.8 yards per attempt. His yards per game in 2019 was 84.8. His yards per game in 2022 was 58.5. The point I'm trying to make here, if you don't understand, is Ezekiel Elliott hasn't been good for the greater part of the past 3-4 years. Like, he either hasn't been able to stay healthy, in only playing, this year he played in 15 games, only started in 14 of them, and he's just not. I don't understand why. Like, here's the thing, okay? Jerry Jones, he had something with Ezekiel. He loved this man, and he let him go. And for some reason, Bill seems to think that if Jerry Jones doesn't love someone, that means that he must love him in response. Now, Jerry Jones is a buffoon, and Jerry Jones would love any player, regardless of how good they are, and usually, especially in the past decade, likes players who are actually have no reason to be paid the amount of money or praise the amount that they do. And Jerry Jones didn't want this guy back, apparently. He didn't want him back enough to, Jerry Jones could have given him a 1-year deal, apparently. Right? That's all it took was a 1-year deal. And I guess it was too much for Jerry. He didn't want to do it. And Bill comes in and he's like, you know what?
Well, I don't get the rain man comb.
Thank you, Lou. That's exactly what he was like. He called him up and he said, and then that translated to, yeah, you're here for 1 year, $6 million. I don't understand this signing at all. And I'm like, I look at the past few seasons of the Patriots where they have been either incredibly boring or incredibly bad or both. And is this just like good old Uncle Bill? Like, you know what? I've won like 6 Super Bowls or however many Super Bowls. Is it 6 or 7? I think it's 5, actually. Brady won 6. I don't remember. Anyway, I've won a bunch of Super Bowls and haven't won a playoff game since Tom Brady left me in the dark, in the dust, in the dank, dark, evil caves that is New England. And was that a fair ball? No, it's a foul ball. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the Tigers game. And he's just sort of making things up at this point. He's just trying to figure it out. He didn't really know what's going on. And I feel like if you're Bill, you're really like look, it's not a long-term deal, so it's not like, whatever. He signs with a 1-year deal. It's not gonna sink the team for the next 3-4 years. But I'm still like, Bill, maybe when Brady left, you should have just said, you know what? You're gonna go this way, okay? I'm gonna walk the opposite direction. I'm just gonna leave. But I guess he couldn't do that. I think there was a part of him that was like, oh, I don't need Tom Brady. I can show these guys I can win without Tom Brady. And fast forward to how many playoff wins? that many. So yeah, and then here's the other thing. The other signing that I found at least sensical was this Dalvin Cook signing to the Jets. Now, in that case, you have a young running back in Breece Hall who should be ready to go next year after an injury ended his season last year. And he was a really good back last year. Probably the best part of that offense, not named Garrett Wilson. And of course, Zach Wilson, a masterclass performance of Zach. And you add Dalvin Cook, who is a solid running back. I mean, let's pull up Mr. Cook's numbers. Pull them up. Dalvin Cook. Just last year, 1,100 yards, 4.4 yards per attempt, 8 tutties, 264 rushes total. Can't be upset with that. 4-time Pro Bowler he is, and he was just a Pro Bowler last year. He's the same age, so there's that, but he has not declined nearly as much as Mr. Elliott. Like, if he would have signed Dalvin Cook, I would have at least been like, okay, well, it's a good running back. I suppose they're trying to see if they can keep themselves alive in this playoff push. Maybe they're going to base their team off the run. All right, fine, fair enough. I don't get it. I don't get it. The only thing I can say about the Dalvin Cook signing that I might not like is that I don't really know how good the Jets O-line is. But I don't even think the Vikings O-line was all that good anyway. So Dalvin Cook is probably going to be fine. Breece Hall did fine with whatever O-line they had last year, and that was certainly not good. So I got no reason to be upset or scared for them. Other than that, I think Aaron Rodgers is probably going to be a little disappointing. That's just me, though. But I guess my question is just like, why, like, is Bill Belichick just like, is this just like, is he just so like obsessed with trying to prove it wasn't Brady, guys? It was me. I was the mastermind. And it's like, look, it was probably a little bit of both, but seems like Brady able to have a lot more success without you than you were to have success without him. So it's always interesting though, looking back, because obviously he was fired from the Browns job. And then he went to the Patriots and ended up being Bill Belichick. But it is kind of interesting to think about though, right? Like, the Browns fired him. And now he's without Brady on the Patriots, and he doesn't really look great. I don't know what his exact winning record is without Brady, because obviously he had a few years where Brady was injured, or a few games and stuff and such where Brady was injured. But even if that is the case, even if maybe he was once a good coach, he's certainly not a good coach anymore. I just like, he's smart. He's not like he's ill prepared, but I just don't think he is the caliber of GM coach that he once was. You can just see, like, the team is just unimaginative. He's basically just running with his boys. Like, he's just running with all of his failed head coaches. He's just bringing them all back, and they're just gonna try to finagle their way into a playoff spot. I mean, look, I'm sorry, if you have Matt Patricia running your offense, you're basically just committing football suicide. You're like Terry Bradshaw.
Think he'd commit suicide or something.
That's right. You're like Terry Bradshaw. You just think he'd commit suicide or something. That's right. And I just don't really, the Patriots, for like the first time in my life over the past couple of years, are like an incredibly boring team. It's not like you're particularly scared of them. I mean, the Lions ended up losing them last year, so then it goes to show that. But even then, like, you look at a lot of the games, it's like the offense is boring. The defense is just there, so I give them that. But I don't know. Something doesn't sit right with the Patriots, and I got nothing more. Hey there, what you just watched was actually a clip from a larger show that we do every Tuesday night. What are you doing Tuesday night? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the like button so that you don't miss out on any more of our weekly shows every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there.